What kind of fucking bullshit is like?
Dude, he does this every week.
The bad news is that civilization is crumbling around you.
Wear a dog mask, cut your dick off, bomb Palestine.
The good news is that you are not alone.
There's butthole shaving videos.
Feel bad for the minorities in LA for having to deal with the white people in LA.
You have 5 till midnight, live every Monday at 8 p.m. where you join 5 Limbiskit Americans to laugh at the absurd nonsense of the end of history.
Shit show right there.
Sam, stop it!
That intro is so dumb, dude.
I love it.
Like, in a good way.
Where'd
Where'd
you get the Indian guy?
That's an Asian guy. Technically Indian, I guess.
Oh, I don't know. I think he's Asian. I think he's like Singaporean. No, just like one of those websites, one of those Fiverr, the freaking.
Oh, you're just like, hey, read this shit off.
You paid some Indian dude to read our intro?
Actual voice actor. Yes. Yeah.
Hey, Sam, your mic is low as fuck.
What?
Yeah, you're quiet.
Shouldn't
You're quiet.
Okay.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter. We're going to talk about the thing. Shut up. Everybody on the show is ADHD, myself included. So, did I say a swear word? Doesn't matter. God, keep me on track too. Okay. Chevron. We're talking about Chevron today. Chevron Doctrine is this thing.
Oh.
The what?
Oil. Chevron Oil. The gas company.
Well, yeah, it has something to do with the gas company. But in 1984, Ronald Reagan put this thing in, and somehow the master conservative created this policy. And now everybody in 2024, 40 years later, hates it. That's conservative. And it got taken out, and we're going to talk about what it is today. And we're going to start with this dumb woman. And the funny thing is, okay, so we're going to start.
That's an oxymoron.
You didn't use that right, but we'll talk about
Yes,
that
I did.
later.
Isn't it?
No, you didn't.
No.
No, you didn't. We'll talk about it later. This is democracy.
What's the word I'm thinking of? It's not a
Double
good.
negative.
Holy crap, shut up. Democracy now. Democracy now. Okay, these are the people who say they're in support of democracy. We're going to talk about Chevron as, but let's first hear the libs describe it.
6-3 ruling Friday. The court approved a power grab by corporate interests who want to strip federal agencies of their authority to regulate public health, the climate, environment, worker protections, food and drug safety, and more.
This decision actually weakens our protection.
Look at this guy, by the way. Mustafa Ali.
Mustafa.
This ridiculous
Mustafa.
hat. What kind of hat is this?
He looks like
an Irish hat that somebody
he looks like a dollar store Bob Marley, or maybe if you threw Bob Marley in Palestine.
He looks like an extra in Aladdin, the cartoon movie.
It looks like somebody in Jamaica figured out a hat in Ireland and tried to make it in Jamaica.
That's true. He looks like that
He's
guy
like
that
Peaky
Indiana
Blinders,
Jones
but
shot.
Jamaica.
Yeah. Peaky Blinders with dreads.
Nice pink tie, you nerd. Where'd you learn to match? Brown and pink?
It's floral.
Like okay.
That's
Look
true.
at
He
his
doesn't
dumb
do shit.
mustache, too. What are you doing? He
It's
looks like
yeah,
he's really
Hitler.
fried,
It's
and
yeah.
he looks like crap. Like, this is so weird. But
Actions in relationship to clean air and clean water and the land. It says that the expertise that exists inside of federal agencies, those toxicologists, biologists, the others who have spent their life.
bureaucrats is who he's talking about, but he's saying they're the scientists that you love so much.
Learning and then being able to help to make sure that our country is protected are no longer valuable. It says that those who are in the courts now get to make the final decision if you are able to breathe clean air, to drink clean water, or to be able to make sure that the land that you're walking on or growing food in, it will be safe enough. This is a very devastating decision that was made.
In a 6-3 ruling Friday.
Okay, so that's how the liberals described it, right? But we're going to talk about what it actually is. And this guy looks very weird. His hair is very unfortunate, but that's okay. He's got some good information. Yeah, that's.
This is methed out Bill Nye.
Just
was
it. Just shave your head at that.
So is Chevron deference really all that bad? We, the people, vote based on who we want to represent us, our beliefs, and our values. Those people deliberate and pass laws based on what we think should happen. But the vast majority of our federal laws and regulations are not passed by our representatives who represent us. They are created by bureaucrats hiding within executive branch agencies. In 2021, Congress passed 81 new laws. Guess how many federal administrative regulations were enacted in that same year? 3,257. Some people might say,
And those regulations, they're like laws. They act as laws because they're augmented laws, and then they act as laws. They're enforceable as laws, but they're made by elected bureaucrats in these federal institutions. The thing I was complaining about a while ago was this: the whole Native American artifacts thing on NAGPRO, which is supposed to be about grave goods.
but Congress doesn't have time to pass all those rules themselves. Good. Fewer federal rules is better for everyone. That's how the founders set up this republic. The states get to regulate most things, and the federal government should only be regulating and penalizing things that they have to do on a federal level. Most things do not need to be taken care of in Washington, D.C. So is Chevron
So does that mean
You guys
it gets
understand?
put back to the states then? Like, more states will have oversight of these committees or these general laws or
No.
regulations. So it's just
No.
nothing.
No, this is a federal thing entirely. This is like the
So it allows
So
for
what's
states
supposed
to
to
do
happen-
that then.
no. This has nothing to do with states. This is all federal.
No, what I'm
This is about
get
federal
that.
laws. No, this
I-
has
I understand.
Literally, I don't think you do.
I'm saying if that's not there, then couldn't states do the same thing? Couldn't they be like, all right, then we're going to set it up under
No.
ourselves instead of having to defer to the federal level?
Because this is about augments federal laws. This is about federal agencies that change federal laws. No, you don't understand.
Yes.
Do you guys? Do the other two of you guys understand? You don't.
I'm
get it.
retarded.
I don't think
I'm
you're
trying my best to
understanding the
follow.
question.
If you're bringing up state at all on this, you're wrong. Because this is
No,
about
you're misunderstanding
federal
what
law.
I'm saying. I'm not talking just specifically about the Chevron Doctrine, but it doesn't matter. We can move on.
No. I don't want to move on. I want to sit here and bicker until we figure out.
Okay,
which
Sam.
one of us doesn't understand the other.
Explain your perspective and what you're trying to say, so that way I'm following. Because
My
what
perspective. No, sorry. Go ahead.
well, like how you understand. Now, what I'm trying to ask how you understand the issue, because by the way that you and Luke are going back and forth, it almost seems like this Chevron deal was basically kicking regulations for Chevron, or I'm guessing things pertaining to gas companies.
This is based on a court. No, this has nothing to do with gas
This
companies.
is all regulatory agencies across the United
All
States.
federal regulatory agencies. So what happens
Yes.
is this case is in the context of federal laws. So federal laws get passed by the legislative branch, right? And then oh God, I was talking like Flynn Dibble, right? Like you said that, like whatever.
Sure.
So a
You
federal
are
law
Flynn
gets
Dibble.
passed by the federal. You take that back right now, or I will quit. I will quit. The
Oh.
federal.
Is that all we had to do?
Yeah, just call you Flint.
Have you guys seen what I've been doing on Twitter? But I digress.
Yes.
We'll talk about
Yes.
it later. The federal government, okay, the legislative branch, the Congress, they are supposed to pass laws. And then this Chevron case from 1984, the Chevron Doctrine is named after this court case that then set this precedent, and it became allowed for federal agencies to augment those laws and to interpret those laws. So federal agencies interpreting federal laws in ways that the experts or the technocrats, these bureaucratic unelected officials that are part of this administrative bloat in the federal government, they then have the authority to change how those laws are implemented. And over time, the authority that they had became much more powerful and became to the point where the administrative agencies were essentially legislating, which they're not supposed to do. The legislative branch, the Congress, is supposed to do. So there's no power going back to the states. Also would be good, but that's not what this is. This is taking power away from federal agencies like the Bureau of Land Management, like the like the different departments in the executive branch. Executive
Was the
branch has
Bureau
gotten
of
very
Land
powerful.
Management the Bundy people?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have any other questions,
He
Luke?
does.
Or do you,
Like about
am I
anything?
still
I only
Like in life?
misunderstanding you?
I have a lot of questions about life, or just this in particular.
This. We talk about this, and then we'll talk about your issues, Adam.
No.
Is there a more
I think I'm
advanced question?
following.
Was I
No,
misunderstanding
it was. Yes, that was my point, but it's all good. All I was trying to say was like, couldn't the states now? But I understand now they can't because this is only specifically dealing with what the federal level was doing. So it has nothing to do with like moving on to the states and the states setting up their own type of same thing, but at the state level.
Yeah, I mean it might.
I
don't
thought
really
it was
know. I'm not a
more.
lawyer.
All right, you're a
All right,
fucking.
well, don't be a
faggot,
cunt.
dude. I
The way you
fucking
came
hate
at Luke,
you.
I have Luke
You're
back on this. You
a
were cunty.
flint
You were very cunty.
bitch, dude.
You were
You
very
are a
cunty.
flint dibble, you
You are a
motherfucker.
flint dibble little bitch. That was a bitch
You're a
move.
little cunt
Little
ass
cunt move. I didn't like that at all.
fucking cunt
Oh,
here,
little
dude.
stinker. You didn't like it? What do you mean you didn't
Hated
like
that. Because I was on Luke's side. I'm on Luke's side.
it? Oh, because you're dumb and you don't understand laws
Yeah,
and stuff.
that's exactly why I'm taking Luke's side.
Yeah, so like we get back to the states. That's how we do libertarian, right?
I asked a fucking question, bitch. I didn't fucking say it was like that. I said, does this do this thing?
Wait
And
for
you're
my
like,
knuckle to heal. I'm gonna punch the shit out of you.
"Arr!"
Good
When my
luck.
hand heals up, I'm
Bitch.
slapping the fuck out of you.
And then afterwards, I don't really care. It may do that. I'm not a lawyer. Fucking faggot. Go fuck yourself.
I signed in tonight and I chose violence. That's what I did.
Yeah, you did. You did.
yeah.
Well, just
Yeah.
remember, comes back tenfold, buddy.
I hope so. That makes the show awesome. Like, what do you mean? Good.
Dude, Luke and I should fucking 3D you like the Dudley Boys through a table.
You have to find me first. Okay,
We're just
so
like
we're
in
gonna
his,
listen.
and we're in the background of his house in the next 10 minutes. He's like, what the fuck?
And I'm like, Luke, get the tables.
Rex says you're dumb.
Yeah, well, whatever. I'm cool with that.
This guy's gonna explain it a little more, and then we can talk about it.
I
Hello,
saw a
Utah
higher
and
IQ than
3rd
Sam.
Congressional District. I'm coming to you from Washington, D.C. I want to discuss a really important issue that's on top of the burner right here. It's a Supreme Court decision that we're expecting any moment, perhaps even by the time that you see this, the decision will be out. I want to try to explain it as the best I can. And there is something called Chevron Deference, which is a ruling that allows government agencies to interpret legislation and use reasonable discretion to make laws, or excuse me, to make rules dealing with how that should be interpreted. Over the years, this won't surprise anybody, this has gotten...
Okay, so yeah, I probably shouldn't have explained that myself. He explains it better. Like, it's interpreting federal laws, and then they get to interpret it way stronger.
way
Are
out
you
of
gonna
control.
interpret
And we
him
now have
interpreting it again?
I mean, I have to pause the video every once in a while. If not, I wouldn't have. Damn it, I
Just
should have
fucking
just
with
not
you.
said that and just let you. Yeah, I should have just let it go.
these agencies literally interpreting legislation according to political whims in ways that are not healthy and not good for the United States, for our economy, for our environment, or really anything. And they're piled
just
on
getting
top of
closer
each
into
other
the space.
over and over, layers and layers of these different regulations that were not done by Congress. If the Supreme Court views this the way we think most people will do, they'll strike this down, which will undo all of these rules and put this burden back on Congress. So as a member of Congress, right, I'm obviously saying, look, I'm advocating that all of this come back.
Yeah, he wants more power. That's what he wants. It's not about
Yeah,
the
exactly.
actual politics. Give me the power.
Consolidating it.
This guy's got
Look at
dark
him.
elf physiognomy.
Dude, he does. That's a great
Doesn't he?
fucking... Yeah, dude, it's weird. His ears just keep getting longer, bro.
He should be in the next
Dark elf.
next LOTR movie.
But yeah,
Except
I'm
he's not
honest.
black.
Or
Maybe he can do it in
retarded.
black.
Or shitty... or the next shitty LOTR show. Because the last one
Yeah,
was garbage.
I didn't even watch it. They did
No, it was
stage
pointless.
Irish in that. It was racist against my
Yeah.
people.
To us, knowing that it's going to take us a long time to do our job right, but also knowing this is important because it puts rulemaking back on Congress, which is where the founders intended it to be. Let me give you one specific example of how this impacts Utah. BLM recently issued a rule. It's a conservation.
This is Bureau of Land Management, not
Yes.
the
Black Lives Matter.
Marxists that bought a bunch of houses.
You should really specify.
Just so you know,
I immediately
Adam.
thought it was that.
Yeah.
Just so you,
You
just
really
so
should
you know,
specify.
Adam.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't think anybody thinks Bureau of Land Management when you hear BLM.
That's not my
Not
Besides, like,
anymore,
hunters.
that's for sure.
Nah.
Yeah. Besides like hunters and people that live in Arizona or Alaska.
Hi, JC.
Hi, JC.
Rule that says that they could declare large swaths of land off limits and that it can only be used for conservation. Doesn't matter if it was previously used for grazing. It doesn't matter if it was previously used for recreation or extraction. The BLM can simply declare it conservation and now it's off limits. No accountability, no oversight, just simply an agency running, in my opinion, amok.
And then the argument against this is that, oh, they're the experts, they know how to do it. But in practice,
Yeah.
and this is why like the left is like kind of showing up for corporations. And they're like, obviously you saw the video where that woman described it, but like it's not like that. It's the corporations have people in these federal agencies. Like people work at Goldman Sachs for 20 years and then they go to the SEC. And so, yeah, they're experts in their field that they got with relationships that they created. And then sometimes they're getting backdoor deals. And like this takes power away from corporations and puts it back in like, not that Congress is great, but like, you know.
Yeah. It's so wild that like this was the whole thing with, you know, the vid, right? Like they totally jumped on corporations' side with everything. And then the experts and big pharma, and they're like, this is how it should be. They're doing what's best for us. And it's like, you guys should be the ones questioning this more than the right. Like at this point.
They were like a year before that. Just like everybody was about Ukraine. Like it doesn't make any sense, but whatever.
Without the authority to do this. I've got a bill that would actually repeal that. But more importantly, if the Supreme Court makes this decision, it will automatically repeal those types of things. This way excessive government overreach by these agencies who are not elected and not accountable. So I think it's a big deal. Watch for the ruling, and we'll make sure we get it to you as it comes out. And thanks for taking a minute to listen to this.
That's probably the biggest part right there, is that they don't have any accountability to the people except that they're supposed experts. And at least with Congress, not saying that Congress is good, like you alluded to earlier, Flint. But
don't. Oh God.
at least they have some sort of accountability towards us, even if it's mock at this point at best.
So my question is, if they're deferring power now to Congress rather than the corporations, if I'm understanding this correctly, correct me, am I right?
I don't know, Kyle. Sam's not a lawyer, so.
Okay, well, basically, my question would be, okay, well, what's stopping them from having corporations basically lobby these politicians where, you know, you could basically stuff their pockets, you know, I don't know, let's say some other gas company would want to stuff the congressman's pockets to vote, you know, against, you know, a regulation that may affect a certain, you know, industry. Do you follow what I'm saying?
I wasn't listening. I was talking shit to Adam in private chat.
Okay, so basically, okay, so if the Chevron deference is basically making it so that way Congress interprets these laws rather than just like corporations, then what is stopping corporations from, let's say, stuffing pockets of congressmen to basically put forth bills? Like it seems like a pretty small nod.
Yes, but the important part is with Congress, you have to bribe hundreds of people. With this type of thing, you have to bribe a handful. So like whatever. They just asked me if I'm using a Bluetooth microphone again. What the fuck? What's wrong
I
with
said
my
that at the beginning. You told me to shut up. Which, by the way, you're in subordination. I will rectify that as soon as I see you.
I'm in charge, dude.
I'm in charge. Fuck out.
I'm
in
in
charge.
charge.
I'm gonna show you the fuck out.
I'm in charge.
I am above
I'm in charge.
Oh, you're gonna hear him do as they fucking rear naked him. He does nothing to stop it.
Dude, he might act like the rear naked.
Yeah, he might.
No, your
off.
mic sounds.
It might become an autoerotic asphyxiation thing for him.
Okay, let's not go that far, Rick. Adam looks like the
Amazing.
future version of Dr. Disrespect. After I didn't even read that after the text.
I was like, you didn't read the whole
Oh.
thing.
First
You
of
didn't
all-
read the whole thing.
Oh, yeah, he's pretty
Dr.
ripped.
Disrespect. It's not meth arms. I have meth.
He's
He's
got
like
that
6 inches
arse
shorter
flesh.
than Dr. Disrespect, though. So
Yeah, he's like
Yeah.
6'6". I'm like 6 foot.
I know it's crazy.
Alls
Crazy
I know about Dr. Disrespect is that supposedly he admitted to talking to minors, which, like,
Yeah.
even if you
And
did,
he's getting steamrolled. He's getting steamrolled. I've looked more into this thing.
Mhm.
He's getting steamrolled. It's all a fucking lie. And
Oh,
it's all
really?
because Twitch. Yeah, there's an employee at Twitch that tried
No,
to
but
set him
he
up.
said it in a tweet himself.
Dude, he said
No, he did.
talked inappropriately to minors.
Yeah, she was 17 and like 6 months or something like that. Fucking weird. But she lied to him at first. She lied to him at first about her age. And she was an ex-Twitch employee that was trying to get him in trouble. Twitch already knew about this years ago. I'm not like I said, I just seen the rumors flying. I don't give a fuck about Dr.
I mean, I don't know.
Disrespect. If he was
I
going
don't
after a
even-
17 and a half year old, fucking weirdo. I get weirded out when
Yeah.
a 40 and a 30-year-old get together. I'm like, that's weird to me. If you have a 10-year age gap, it's just weird to me. You know, it's just me, personal preference. But I'm just saying, I think there's some more going on with that.
yeah, I thought
No.
Dr. Disrespect was black. I'm serious. Like, I
Oh,
legitimately didn't know
shit.
he was white. I don't mean that disrespectfully. I like legitimately did.
The
You're
name,
thinking
though.
about
It's funny.
Dr. Dre?
No, I just didn't know because I had no idea who Dr.
True.
Disrespect was until now, or until like this
Yeah,
past
yeah,
week. I
right
never
there.
even heard of him.
And Luke,
Okay.
I didn't know
Yeah.
all the things you just said, but it's still hard when the guy himself is like, "Yeah, it was weird." It's like, okay,
Yeah.
so
No, I agree. I agree.
To
I
be
agree.
fair, this dude does look
To
like
be
he would talk
fair.
to 17 years old, or
Yes,
he would talk to
he does.
17
He's
year
like a
olds.
character in a movie that would talk to, like, Matthew McConaughey. I stay older than
Yeah.
crap.
Yeah.
I won't finish. it.
tried.
You guys know what I'm talking about. I tried my
You
best.
tried. Good job, buddy.
Yeah.
Typo just texted me back, just so everybody knows. Typo just texted me back. He is currently getting his back blown out or being a fluffer on Chase Oliver's campaign trail.
right.
Just wanted everybody to know. He's okay.
Confirmed.
Well,
Confirmed
actually
fact.
one of the
We put
same.
it on it.
Semi okay. It's got a little bleeding.
We're
but
all
it's not too
we're
bad.
all pitching in our efforts to help the Chase Oliver campaign.
Yeah. Well, you know what? Like I said, maybe there is hope that we could set the world free in our lifetime.
Vote Chase Oliver 2020.
Yeah.
Look, Chase Oliver.
There was a tweet that was going around out of the Libertarian Party of New Hampshire, and I didn't read it. If we want to talk about this, we could, but if not, I'll
Okay, well, don't
stop
bring it
here.
up.
Well, we
Pull
didn't-
it up.
Supreme Court
Idiot.
thing.
Okay, no, I have it right here.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay.
Well, don't.
No,
Yeah,
you're good.
Pull it up. Pull it up.
Okay.
Pull it
Let
up.
me,
Pull it.
What Supreme Court thing, Adam?
I don't know, the one that just got passed today.
The one today?
It's some other. That's the
Yeah,
Chevron
yeah,
Doctrine.
I haven't been paying attention.
No,
much to get, like,
no, it
all this
wasn't. No, it wasn't. There was another
No,
one
that's
today,
the
Sam. You fucking retard.
fucking tool, bitch.
okay, so
Oh,
wait,
God.
I
There-
don't know what I did to deserve this. I haven't been
Wait,
rude
there-
to any of you guys today.
there was another.
Just fucking-
No, Sam was like, "No, don't say it till you pull it up." No, I'm kidding. But there was another Supreme
That
Court
is
ruling
exactly
today.
what I did.
Yeah, to be fair.
To be fair.
To be fair. Let me see. Okay, so basically, a legal challenge has been mounted to decertify the Chase Oliver and Mike Termott. A legal challenge has been mounted to decertify Chase Oliver and Mike Termott, alleging their selection is illegitimate. This letter was leaked to us by a party member concerned about the integrity of the Libertarian Party. And I don't want to read this whole thing because I'm sure it'll just bore the living
Give me
shit
the
out of
cliff
everybody.
notes, the spark notes.
Yeah,
first, please.
I didn't read it. Certificate of nomination of Libertarian Party's presidential and vice presidential candidates signed and notarized by LNC chair, dated on May
I don't
27th. A
think we need the
copy.
details. They're trying to decertify it. Let's talk about the implications of this. It might destroy the
Yeah.
entire party because we'll lose.
Okay. Yeah, so basically, I said that decertifying Chase Oliver as the nominee might destroy the Libertarian Party, and that might not be a bad thing.
I love that he's like, I didn't read it, but definitely quote tweet it with something to say about it.
Yeah. Oh, dude, that's what we all do on Twitter.
That's what
Yeah,
Twitter is.
yeah.
No.
That's
You're
what it is.
fine. You're not,
No,
like,
I read it.
I'm
What the
not
heck?
judging you for it. I'm not judging you for it. Shut up, Sam. I'm not judging you for it.
What was the SCOTUS decision about Trump and everyone's like Biden should just nuke him or whatever the fuck they've been saying?
Oh, I did see that.
What was that one?
I didn't go super into depth in it, but it was basically like it's about the presidential immunity shit, and everybody was like, well, then if you could just eliminate political opponents, then Biden should just eliminate political opponents today, or the presidential immunity, huh?
They made the Supreme Court decision on presidential immunity.
Presidential immunity,
Yes.
yeah, on presidential immunity, and it kind of. I didn't, like I said, didn't go into the whole thing. I was busy today, but apparently, from what it sounded like, was that it granted.
Trump.
No, a
Yeah,
bunch
basically.
of high left-wing
Because
accounts on Twitter were like, he should just drone strike Trump then, like a bunch of
Because
faggots.
basically, what they're saying is like the presidential immunity is like from whatever the ruling was. They're saying that it would allow for that, and I don't think that's what it says. But I also didn't do enough research into it today because it like just came out today.
So am I the only one that just was not surprised at all that Trump wasn't going to jail all along? I mean, like, I know people kept saying that, oh, this is going to happen. It's not going to fucking happen.
No, I think I said on the show. I think they vote. He's going to be guilty no matter what as a show. Like, look what we did.
Yeah, right.
You're never going to fucking ever.
Well, and then we all knew that once again. We all heard in the debate. What did Biden say? Yeah, that the convicted felon over there. My son's not a loser, but okay.
Yeah, I know. Dude, that totally backfired on him, because we didn't. All right, so you guys did. If you guys didn't know, like Sam, Adam, and Typo, they did the live stream for the debates, and we didn't talk about it on the show at all. But that was one of the best parts was when he was like, the only person that's a felon up here. He did the felon thing that everybody wanted him to do. And he did it. Biden did it. He was like, the only one that's a felon up here is Trump and a liar and blah, 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 blah. And Trump's like, your son's a felon. Like, and he's probably going to get convicted on more things. And it's like, you're trying to make me this bad villain for being a felon. So is your son a bad villain for being a felon?
Well, I said on that night, I was like, all Biden did, like that was only going to pander to his base. Like no one gives a fuck in the middle down to the right. No one cares, right? So like Biden's only hitting the points that people who are going to vote for him, like they're not going to fucking switch their mind.
The people that were already sold weren't. He was basically throwing them a bone. And you know what? I think, much to Trump's credit, I think he learned a lot from his debates with Biden the first time. Because you have to let Biden hang himself, and like he was not on his game. Like whatever meds they have Biden on normally. It was bad.
It was so bad that the entire Democratic Party was like, we need to get him out of here. Like that's what
you don't think that was
all day. I think it was.
Yes.
I think they all knew. I think they all knew that he was going to look really bad, and they needed an excuse to make him look bad. And at the same time, be like, yeah, absolutely.
Like
I'm just saying
how bad. No, I'm splitting hairs.
I'm not talking about. Well, and I said the Democratic Party. I kind of meant it as like the people that vote for the Democratic Party too. Like they needed the excuse. Yeah. So they needed the excuse to like come out and be against Biden for once, like because
and now they're going to pretend that it wasn't like the 5 years.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay, so I know everybody's saying it, but I don't think they're actually going to replace Biden because I don't think there's any clear heir to the throne who's popular enough and has the same name recognition that has like a consistent like reputation throughout decades. You know, like Trump was able to be kind of like a how do I want to say this? Like
a course candidate almost.
Yeah, like he had name recognition from somewhere else, but he was able to come in with issues that mattered to people, and he knew what to hit on to get people going.
Absolutely.
Biden had name recognition because he was vice president and he'd been in, the Senate for fucking 80 years. I don't think the Democrats have anybody on the bench who's anywhere near as viable. People say Michelle Obama, she said she's not going to do it. Newsom, I understand that, but he also said he's not going to do it, and he's still relatively young. The Cuomos, Andrew Cuomo is now out because of the whole sexual harassment thing. And then now they're saying, Right. Well, now they're saying Gretchen Whitmer, but even same with her. Like
That's
everybody
what I
just
saw.
knows her as like the governor from Michigan, who's been there for what, one term. Like nobody that there's nobody there who, like, to me, has a clear path to victory that the Democrats could throw in there. I think, and I'm pretty damn sure they're dragging Biden across the finish line whether he wants to or not. I don't think they have a choice.
Yeah, I don't think they do either. I think they're kind of fucked, to be honest. And unless I'm just completely misreading the whole situation, like I don't see how they can run anybody other than Biden. And I think that they have to, but at the same time, I don't think Whitmer beats Trump. She's going to get destroyed. That's the big one that I've heard currently, is that she's the front runner of the group right now.
Well, Bill O'Reilly floated that out. let's remember that too.
No, I've been seeing. No, Luke's right. It's not just Bill O'Reilly.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. I know that was like the big one on Twitter, was that going on. I know Tucker said it too, but originally it was Bill O'Reilly who I think I started that. But okay, maybe there are other media organizations.
Now there are. I was going to the gym today.
Okay. But I mean, is that because he said it and then that got expanded, or was there like other people, other sources?
No idea.
Okay.
Who knows how organic that was or non-organic that was? But like, that's the big one, and it's like she's gonna get, if it's Trump and her, she will get destroyed.
Oh yeah, listen. Well, once again, Trump learned because he let Biden hang himself. When you interrupt Biden and you cut him off, you look like you're beating up on a corpse. You look like you're shooting down. But if you just let him fucking, walk into a wall or walk into the news, kick out the stool, whatever you want to say, you'll win. And he did that this time. And he had the strategic punches.
Yeah, he robo-doped him. He just Ali. He was like, boom, counter.
Don't get me wrong. I don't think the debate changed anything for the people that are going to go out and vote.
Never will.
It changed a single thing.
Never will.
Because all the reports the next day came out like, oh, the middle of the road voters were really swung to Biden's side, and it's like, I don't believe that bullshit whatsoever. I think it made them even more middle of the road and probably less likely to vote, because that's just like, there's just no way. And CNN, I think CNN kind of fucked it. They almost should have let Trump talk, but they because it was CNN, right? Yeah, CNN that ran the debate. They had little mic cutoffs, so they would cut off the mic so nobody could respond while the other person was talking. They've never done that before. I don't know why it's so revolutionary of an idea that they're able to do that now, but I think it kind of fucked them. It backfired because it made Biden talk and Trump couldn't interrupt him and look like a douchebag that he is.
Yeah, actually, I didn't think about it from that angle that you're speaking to, but yeah, that's definitely right. Honestly, I was kind of surprised that they were actually pretty fair in their cover or in their questions to both, at least to my recollection. Maybe I'm remembering this incorrectly, but it did seem like they were actually hard on both of them. Like they threw them both pretty good questions.
I didn't see him say that.
Did he really say that?
Well,
that's hilarious. What? Dude,
well, I don't think he said it during.
Yeah, he did. No, he did. He did.
He did say that? That's insane.
Yeah, he did say.
For those listening,
they'll believe
did y'all
that.
see Biden addressing this?
This thing, I
claimed
think
that the Capitol Hill. Oh yeah, this thing.
He was saying at January 6th they're erecting gallows. Yeah.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Which again, but you know how many people of his fan base are like, I can't, but we need them in jet. Like they truly will believe anything they say. They have no thought of their own. They have no free will. they're just fucking demons following orders from Satan.
Yeah, dude, it's pretty wild that we are in the spot that we're in. It's crazy that we have we have some demographic on this show between the
white
four
men.
of us.
Angry white men from the ages of 22 to
Hey,
but we all grew up like kind of like Sam's the resident like liberal white, like went to further on school. Typo's my hillbilly that joined the Marine Corps. I'm, two gay moms in a big ass city joined the Marine Corps. Adam's from literally the grossest place in the United States, and was a cop and came here to this idea. And Kyle is a mechanic in a semi-big town, but not a really big city. And he's all here. And we're at this idea of like, oh, these two parties fucking suck. And even the party that we were probably most closely relate to fucking sucks. And I feel like more and more people are coming to this idea, no matter how bad it looks. Just the outskirts are louder and louder every time they talk about it. And it gets frustrating because sometimes you're just screaming into a void. But I don't think the void is actually as black as we think it is.
Yeah, I don't think there's people always say it, but I think for the last 2 elections, or 3 elections since 2016, I think we've just continually had less and less favorable candidates. So back in 2016, nobody really liked Trump or Hillary. I think Trump may have gained a little bit of people throughout his presidency due to the fact that we were kind of in the recovery of the great financial crisis of 2008. And then obviously 2020 lost a lot of people. And it's kind of funny how like Trump did a good enough job at skating responsibility for that. But nobody liked Trump or Biden really. Like I think a lot of people just kind of saw the debates in 2020 and realized like, oh, well, Trump's the president right now for 2020, so we're just going to go a different way. And then, now we're seeing the fallout from 2020, and then Biden's done absolutely nothing and to fix it and did a lot to make it worse. So now people are like, okay, well, we already had Trump once and his presidency ended in 2020. We have Biden now and things are absolutely horrible. And then there's RFK, who we don't think can win. The Libertarian Party isn't viable at all. So I think people are just generally kind of like apathetic towards our political system, especially like the younger generations. I think like the boomers are probably like the biggest voting demographic, but I think like people, I would say probably like 45 and younger are probably, I would say it's probably like 50-50, like 50% of every generation from 45 under probably doesn't vote.
Yeah, no, I'd agree with that. And so
have I been using this mic wrong the entire time?
That's too loud. That's too loud. That's too
You're
loud.
loud as
Sorry.
fuck.
Sorry.
Yes.
Okay.
There you go.
Yeah, you fixed
That's
it.
better.
Oh, hey,
Just don't
Craig.
yell.
What are you doing? Okay. No, I put it down. Is it better?
Yes.
Yeah, that's better. I sent you.
I have it on
sent a
automatic.
picture
It
to
should
the
move.
group chat. Shut the fuck up, Sam.
No.
I sent
Shut the fuck up.
I
just had to get in there too.
The business group chat. They did erect one gallows at January 6th. I found it.
He said it right.
Yeah, I thought I remembered they might have, but like, the people who like they never criticized the BLM riots for doing similar and worse stuff.
Similar, yeah. Right, because it's.
I mean, not even similar, the same.
Like, yeah, literally the exact.
But was that
same.
like a
I don't know.
symbolic gallows? Like no one's actually trying to fucking.
It was.
That's my point. And
It
but
was.
he's gonna pass that off as like they're legitimately erecting gallows like
Right
here. And,
Well, and that's the.
There was a
I
guillotine.
think that's the
as well.
problem. Yeah, I think there was one guillotine as well. I don't think it had blades.
That
in it,
one's
though.
very much more symbolic.
That's what I'm saying. There's it's symbolic. Rest in peace. Headphones.
Symbolism. Yeah, Jesus.
My bad, guys. My bad.
It's always Sam.
Always Sam.
Always Sam.
Well, I'm bad at the
but
tech.
basically, like, I think it gets frustrating when even normie people that aren't as fucking ADD or autistic about this shit as we are, they literally just hear the headlines and they just go off the headlines, and it's all feeling and emotion based. And it's like, guys, like, can you just sit here and take a step back and realize that this can be symbolism? And yeah, while you may not agree with it, saying that they were erecting gallows or were going to put people through a guillotine is one of the dumbest lines there is. And they're still, when you say it like that, they still sit there and stare at you with this look in their face like you're retarded. You're like, I can't understand the people. It's so frustrating.
Yeah, only one person died that day, and it wasn't on the other side. They shot a chick in the neck.
Service agent. Yeah, I know. Crazy.
They did.
It's
They
so
shot
crazy.
an unarmed woman. It's kind of insane. There was that one guy that went in there with like flexi cuffs. That guy was probably like, there were some real bad actors in that thing. I think most people weren't.
They're called feds.
Didn't some dude got shot? And I remember in the one video with the QAnon shaman, he was literally sitting there. He was like bleeding all over the place. And he's like, "Hey man, you might like want to go get help." Do you guys remember what video I'm talking about? I swear I remember seeing a video where the dude, I'm pretty sure he said he got shot and he was bleeding everywhere. And they're like, "Yeah, dude, you just like might want to go get help or something."
Yeah,
and then like the cop comes in, and he was talking to the QAnon shaman, and he was like, "Man, like you guys got to get out of here. Like this is a big deal." And then he was like, "All right, well, yeah, we were just gonna like see this." And then the one cop's like they think this is like holy ground, dude. Like you got it. Like you probably should be. Like he's just super cool about it.
Yeah, but Rex, that cop, he died from a heart attack like later, right? It wasn't like because of like he got killed.
Yeah, they were trying to say he got bludgeoned to death, and then
Which is untrue.
they came out.
Right.
Yeah.
He just fucking
He
had
probably
a
got vaccinated.
Yeah, or he was fat.
there you go.
Like most cops
It's
I
the
know.
first time they
Yeah.
actually cared about cops.
Right, exactly.
Yeah,
right.
dude, that's
Right.
the craziest part. That's the craziest part. It's
Right.
so hypocritical. And don't get me wrong, the right is hypocritical too. It's just the fact that the left has been like very strong on their issues for
Not Capitol Police though.
Yeah, I know, because Biden, they're protecting Biden, or the Congress that they all of a sudden love for some goddamn reason. It's sacred and needs to be protected. Why? It just makes no sense to me. And this is why I always said, like, the only way like a true revolution or a breaking up of the nation could happen is if the left did it and not the right, because the left can break off from the nation and they're doing it for the right reasons in their head. And if the right broke off from the nation just because of our the historical undertones of the right breaking away from the nation, it would be racist. So there's like a difference in there. I just think it's it's crazy. It's so hypocritical. Too many donuts. Hell yeah.
I said probably fat. I mean, I don't know if he was, but I'm gonna assume he wasn't in shape.
He probably was. Yeah. It's very common for Americans.
Yeah, very common
right.
for Americans, very common for cops.
I got some
What's
some
next,
comedy
Sam?
clips.
Okay.
I want
Great.
to show
Do
you
it.
guys some yeah, so
It's
Sam
just
Hyde
Sam's
went
wiener. That is
a comedy clip. It is muy pequeño. We are now a bilingual podcast.
How tall is
good.
that fucking beanie?
Dude, I
big
love Sam
beanie.
Hyde. He's so fucking funny.
He's hilarious.
I'll tell
have
you
the
how
season
he's
pass
not
for
funny
Fish
on
Tank.
stage, but go on.
Okay,
Oh,
but
yeah, I don't think he's
I've
funny
never
on
seen
stage.
his stand-up comedy.
Neither have I.
He's a
I
sketch
didn't even know he
comedian.
did stand up.
Yeah, I thought he did, but like I've never heard of him being good at it. But yeah, this is on. You guys are gonna recognize the other guy. You might not know his name, but
Patreon, I don't. How much can I make from that?
A lot. You'll make a lot.
You have one?
You have Gumroad.
What's that one?
What does it make? Enough to pay 3,000 Indians. Hey, what's up, man? Just chill right here in case I need a water or something. I'll have you go out, but you can just hang loose right.
so he goes on this
Oh,
guy's
yeah.
podcast and he starts bringing in Indian dudes, and some of them are just
He brought in
Mexicans and
20
like white homeless
20
guys.
Indian dudes.
Yeah, 20 Indian dudes, but not all of them were even Indian. But he kept calling them Indian, and he named them stuff like Dave and Braden.
And Brad.
You want to just sit down? Sit on the floor.
You don't have
Sit.
to do what he says, man. You can just stand however you
We're not
want.
going to pay you the 150 unless you sit on the
He's
floor.
not paying. Israel versus India. Who's going to win this battle? The power of 1 billion or the power of $1 billion? Do you have a Patreon?
Patreon, I don't. How much can I make from?
Okay, that actually wasn't that good, but this one,
No, I actually thought it was pretty funny.
yeah, no, it's the funny concept, but that's what it is. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think I'm the big internet bad guy. I think that Flint said some
I
stuff
think
about
he's
me.
talking about
This is a Sam Hyde, you fucking
buddy.
psychopath. You Jesus
You
Christ.
fucking dumb fuck.
Oh, that makes
How's
way more
fucking
sense.
Yeah, it
Self-indulgent.
does.
He was like
Dummy.
legitimately associated with the alt-right, which like I don't give a shit. I don't care what you're associated
You're a
with.
fucking spoon.
Well, there are limits, but yeah, and he got his show canceled and everything. All right.
Oh, yeah. What? Is Slurpee?
A homeless Mexican guy saying Slurpee 99. 2 for 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 99. 2
Jesus
for 99.
Christ.
2 for 99.
What the hell?
Okay, back up. Well, watch out,
He
watch out.
broke the fucking
We need to-
table.
We
He's
gotta
a
fix this
psycho,
out, so don't fuck it
dude.
up any more than it is.
2 for 99.
2 for 99.
Dude, and the kid, I don't even know how old that guy is, but that dude that's doing the podcast, he's like gotten really big or had been big in the manosphere, like, or not the manosphere that Kyle talks about, but the online YouTube manosphere.
Yeah, no, wait, that one dude on the on the left?
Yeah,
he was
the
also
big-
pretending to
the
be
big hair.
14 at the time.
Oh, I have no
Like, he
idea
was
who that is.
pretending to be a kid.
Yeah,
What the hell is
but
that guy's
so
name?
I
Kyle
don't
just
remember.
defines
Doesn't matter.
terms however he wants. Like, oh,
No,
the
no,
manosphere
because
is what
I'm
I say it
going.
is.
No, because I'm going
Cucks
by
are what I
the-
say they are.
I'm going, okay, the literal definition of cuck, and then I'm also going by the manosphere was coined by a blogger back in like 2009, right? So this is the way that it was historically defined, right? Not by how people define it today, but how it was defined for over a decade.
Okay, so
Well,
you
anyways,
define words
regardless.
not by how they're used in the current era, but however
By
you
historical
decide.
precedent. Well, yeah, okay, so if you say that Donald Trump is right-wing or that Lindsey Graham is right-wing, then people will be like, oh, no, he's a leftist, he's a neocon, all neocons are leftists, which you're right, but though by today's standards, he would be a right-winger. How do you want to
Okay.
do it? I'm
Now,
going by
let's talk
where
about
it started.
No. Let's talk about where it started. The left wing were the people who wanted to abolish the monarchy in France, revolutionary France in 1812. And the right were the people who just wanted reform. So, by your definition of historical precedent of where it originated, anybody who doesn't want to abolish the French monarchy or just reform the French monarchy isn't on the left or right. And some people do go by that definition, but that's what you just said.
No. I think my understanding is basically left-right dichotomy was defined by either understanding and what's the right word? Accepting hierarchy or rejecting hierarchy or borders. Now, I don't know if that would
But that's not the
precede-
origin.
Okay.
I
I
mean, it
legitimately
definitely-
don't know. I legitimately
The
don't
French
know.
Revolution does
Okay.
precede this idea. Yes, I promise you.
Okay.
It was like 18.
Okay, no,
or it
I
was
believe you. You would know way better than me.
So, like, if we're going by that, then
Mhm.
we just say that, like, whatever the word started as, that's what it means.
I mean, in this situation, sure, but I mean, it's also, I think you could probably use a better standard from situation to situation where, like, you still have a community of guys who consider themselves the manosphere because they were originally called the manosphere back 10, 15 years ago because it was a group of different websites and blogs and articles, back in the, early to like 2000 to 2010, right?
Okay, so what you're saying is you get to decide how terms are defined by however.
I mean,
you
I'm
want.
going by the community because that
Right,
community.
but
used
you're
the term
deciding
for
that
years.
that community gets
because
to
they've
decide.
been
You're
using
deciding
that. Well, no, they decided it, and they've been using it. And then you had other people that clustered other people into it. Once again, I have
So
no
at
idea
what-
who even that guy
at
was.
At what point does the monarchy does right wing not mean monarchy anymore? We'll even
I
take
don't
it out of the
fucking
French
know.
Revolution. Well, yeah,
I don't
so
know.
It's just you're just deciding what it is, and then let's talk about cuck. You think stepdads are cucks?
In a way, yes, because they're unwittingly. Well, the definition of a cuck is literally unwittingly raising another man's kid, right? If you're raising another man's kid, that is a form of cuckoldry by the definition. It is considered putting your time and effort into not time and effort, but basically raising another man's child. If you literally look up the Wikipedia definition, is going to say something to the degree of unwittingly investing in another man's offspring.
Okay, well I just looked it up, and that's not where it comes from. So cuck is a shortening of cuckold.
But yes, but that's what the definition says. It's going to be something, and that may not be exact, but it's going to be something close.
Well, that's not even what Wikipedia says.
I lifted that from Wikipedia. Okay, you know what? I'm going to pull this up because I think
I'm going to pull it up first. because I'm a better tech guy than you.
In biology, a cuckold is a male who unwittingly invests parental effort in juveniles who are not genetically his offspring. Was that not almost exactly what I said?
You just used a biological definition, a definition from a like academic field rather than like the definition that humans use.
That is literally the first thing that comes up when you Google the term cuckold.
Okay, so I'm going to Google cuckold biology. That's not what first came up for me.
I'll share my screen and you will see exactly where I pulled it from.
We're going to talk about etymology today. Okay, so no, look, it says it right here, the Wikipedia page. A cuckold is the husband of an adulterous wife.
And then read the end of it.
Okay,
a cuckold is a male who unwittingly invests parental effort in juveniles who are not genetically his offspring. And that is exactly what I said just like a couple minutes ago.
So now you're just arbitrarily picking one of the two definitions that's here?
I mean, it is one of the definitions, is it not?
Okay, yes, but let's look at this.
Okay, so why are we arguing when you just agreed that that is the definition?
It's a definition in the context of biology. All academic like fields, they all have specific jargon definitions and they define things differently. Like words that are used throughout social science have different definitions in anthropology than they do in psychology. This is a contextual definition. These are words that are used like cuckold in biology. This is look, a cuckold, it just says a cuckold is the husband of an adulterous wife. The wife of an adulterous husband is a cuckoian in biology. So this means when you're talking about biology, it's in that context. A cuckold is a male who unwittingly invests parental effort in juveniles who are not genetically his offspring. So that's
are we not biological creatures? I mean, biology applies
to humans
as well. I'm not a biologist,
no, but you're not doing biological research. Like,
no,
this
but
is
why can't we use the biological definition?
It's the definition. It's not the biological definition. It's the definition used in academia in biology.
I don't understand why that means I can't use that definition.
You can use it. It's just you can't like decide a personal definition for the word.
That's not deciding the personal definition. That is the definition.
That's a definition. You can't say
you agreed it is the definition. It is literally right there.
I did not agree with that.
Yes, you did, because you just said it's a definition. You literally said it's the
definition in the context of biology, academia, in the context of biology. In biology, it says it right here.
But we are biological creatures, so yes, biology applies to humans.
Of academia. Dude, so like what about this definition that likely predates? Let's look it up. Let's look up the etymology.
You could use that in the same definition. You could use that in that same situation as well.
I use the biological definition for male and female, Sam.
Yeah. Okay, so because it's not biological or we're using it out of context.
Sometimes the same word is colloquial. The word colloquial means like the common usage of the word. Sometimes there is overlap of the colloquial use, academic use. That is not true in this case. In this case,
okay. So let me give you an example. If you're watching a guy who is willingly giving his time, effort, and money into a child that is not his, which once again, I'm not making a moral call on this because people are think I'm going to make a fucking a moral judgment on this. I'm not. If you are putting parental effort and investment, as it says in this definition, now you can
biological
argue
academic definition, yeah.
Yes. And you're observing somebody doing this. They are participating biologically in cuckoldry. That is what it is, according to this definition.
When you write a biological paper as a biology PhD or a master's student, or even an undergrad student,
then yes. In that context, yeah, that'd be great.
But why can't you use that term
Hey,
colloquially?
did you guys know that there's two types of orangutans in the world?
No, I actually
Indian
didn't.
and Sumatran orangutans, and they think that now apes are in their stone age. Isn't that interesting? Definitely is more interesting than this conversation.
Listen, yell at Sam for it because he started it. I was
No.
finishing.
No. You started this by being dumb with language.
No, bullshit.
Oh my god. I have to
Dude.
go. I'm not even kidding. I really do have to go.
It is
No, you have to
6:05.
No, I have to go.
You fucking wasted the last 10 minutes of our episode. Sam.
No. That was
Thanks,
pure
Sam.
amazing content.
Jesus Christ. Okay.
He's so happy with himself. He's so happy with himself. Look at him.
Everyone come see me do
Listen to that.
stand-up
Blame
comedy.
Kyle. Blame
Go
Kyle.
follow-
It's Kyle's
go
fault.
Listen
Hey, let Adam
podcast.
do his plugs.
Cult of Us podcast. Go see me do comedy at Adam Miller on Twitter. I'll be in Texas and shit in October and other local right now for the summer. And yeah, come see me on the road and shit when I'm at traveling.
Yeah, go check out his stuff. And we had Dexter De La Paz on our fucking podcast from TLE. We're talking dinosaurs and why they aren't real. So check that out on Wednesday. Last week we had N Block Lee, N Block Press. For those of you that don't know him, you can find him on Twitter. You can find him on our page. Had a really good time doing a show with him. We talked to Yemen and some fucking bullshit stuff. Hit the like button, subscribe, do all that fun shit that YouTubers say.
Nice.
And before we go. Oh,
Well,
go
let
ahead.
Kyle go, but I am going to go. I love you guys.
Nice,
Bye.
man. See you.
Bye.
Oh no, go ahead.
Tell me in the
Who
comments who
agrees
you
with
agree with. Do you agree with the dumb meathead, or do you agree with the intelligent, golden-haired Prince Charming
Faggot.
who talks shit to PhD? Go ahead. Sorry. Finish the thought.
ACommonCrown.com. If you become a member of my YouTube channel, you could see our performances from this past weekend where we performed at Rock for Life. We had a little bit of a longer set there. And we also opened up for Hinder and hung out with Hinder afterwards. That was a really, really cool show. So if you go to Komatovic, you can also see the In Liberty and Health podcast. I just did an episode today kind of going over this past weekend and the Rock for Life charity and cognitive vigilance, and obviously 5 till midnight, A Common Crown, and Liberty and Health. Yeah, that's all I got. Thanks, guys.
Follow me on MySpace. Find me talking shit to PhDs on the internet. Check out my video where I debunked Flynn Dibble, who in my opinion, lied a bunch. All right, bye. Sorry I wasted your time, Minoan. I'm sorry. That's what we do here.